Так, всем привет. Продолжаем стрим прохождения по Хитману третьему. Сегодня пройдем особняк. Не знаю почему, но мне почему-то кажется, что особняк это одна из самых лучших миссий в Хитмане третьем. Нравится мне такой антураж. Ну, сейчас все посмотрим.
She came home.
Carlyle's lost an empire. You fall hard enough, you tend to be reminded of what truly matters.
Все, у нас идет.
So, the end of the line. You ready for this?
Are you? Who will you be without a score to settle?
I guess the world's most wanted fugitive will have to do.
Alexa Carlyle is dead. According to the funeral invitation, that is. So naturally, it caused quite a stir when the late matriarch turned up at the breakfast table, alive and kicking. Carlyle, wisely sensing that a number is up, has emerged from exile to tie up loose ends and secure the Carlyle legacy. She may be a monster, but you have to admire her due diligence. Carlyle descends from an ancient line of warrior aristocrats. Her great-grandfather made a killing in the Second Opium War and established an empire in shipping, railroads, and newspaper publishing. While largely unknown to the public, the family still asserts its quiet dominance over global transport and logistics, media, and
Вообще
technology.
интересная игра, конечно.
Most senior of the partners, Alexa Carlyle, is
миссию можно
cold as
разными путями
ice,
пройти.
tough as nails, and sharp as a razor. Incidentally, it was her late father who first brought the three families together after the end of World War II at this very house, meaning that this gentleman is the birthplace of Providence.
Особняк прям
began
такой
here.
мрачный.
And it ends here. Talk about poetic.
One more thing. According to our intel, Carlyle keeps a case file on the Constant. Information that may be
Почему
helpful in
вроде
his
бы, да,
recapture.
открытое место,
So
нельзя
don't leave
снайперку
the
взять и
estate
просто
without
всех
it.
поснимать.
Right. Happy hunting, 47. See you on the other side.
Так, сейчас посмотрим. Плейнинг, что нам там? Классический костюм только. Так, а у нас там что-то вот Tactical, Hammond, Classic. А, ну мы же предзаказ сделали, да? Ну, классический оденем. Тайника у нас пока нету. Ну, профессионал, наверное, что, как обычно. Первый раз проходим, поэтому особо не выберешь много всего. Ой, хорошо.
Thornbridge Manor. The Carlyle family's home for countless generations. The Revenant Alexa Carlyle and her three adult children,
как особняк
younger
Путина.
brother Zachary, grandson and daughter-in-law,
Только
are all
поменьше.
gathered to
Раз в
conduct
100.
Carlyle's sham funeral. Curiously, Carlyle summoned a famous London PI soon after arriving this morning, but his purpose at Thornbridge
Это
is yet
Лондон,
unclear.
по-моему.
Now, the target knows that you're coming, and her guard detail is top-notch.
Либо Лондон, либо какие-то
So
окрестности
Mr. Gray
Лондона.
will secure their nearby field HQ and intercept all calls going in and out of the estate. Any appeal for backup is going to fall on very deaf ears. Good luck, gentlemen.
Мотоцикл еще такой. А Альбейн? Блин, слушайте, прикольный. Да и графика в целом классная. Мне прям понравилось.
This is a private area, sir.
Phineas Whitmer, private investigator. I have an appointment with Madame Carlyle.
Please wait. Mr. Whitmer is here. To see Madame Carlyle. You could go right in.
That is Phineas Whitmer, the famous private investigator hired by Madame Carlyle this morning. I'm curious why he's here.
Так, а как
Maybe
мне за ним тогда
you should do
это?
some detecting yourself, 47.
Через траву?
A famous private.
Извиняюсь. Так, ну это уже территория, так понимаю, не это незаконная, частная. Как мне завалить его?
Mr. Whitmer, thank God you're here. Can I take you to
К нему
Madame
же еще
Carlisle?
фиг подойдешь.
If you'd follow me. I know I oughtn't say anything, but
Правда, есть вот садовник, можно садовника это грохнуть и в кусты его оттащить.
relieved you're here. Everything's just so strange. Preparing for Madame's funeral and then she turns up alive. But then the awful business with her brother Zachary and all this security. I've never seen the place guarded like this and I dare say I don't like it at all.
Так, а как дальше-то? Классно это типа Мерседеса старого.
I told Kate about those texts.
What did she say?
Well, I thought she'd be mad at me, but she just thanked me that she understood the position I was in. We had everything to talk about.
Oh, what did I tell you? She's a sensible.
Так, ну отлично, понемногу получилось пробежаться.
That's up. I just need to check manipulation.
That's a bit excessive, I think.
I know.
Considering the fact that I spotted no less
I
than
guess I
2
thought
routes
she
to
was
get
gonna
inside
read
the
into them
house
and freak out.
unseen.
We know what we're doing, so don't worry about that. Shit, man. Caroline really did a number on you.
Так, ну в дом зашел, да? Это наш момент, наш шанс, точнее.
Man,
Блин. Твою мать, а? А как это? К стене же можно как-то прижаться, по-моему.
I just need to check.
That's a bit excessive, I think.
I know. I guess I thought freak out.
Know what we're doing, so don't worry
Oh.
about that. Provoke her. Shit, man. Caroline really did a number on you.
Особняк, конечно, классный. Я, правда, не люблю такой стиль, но мне нравится. Что, сюда сейчас пойдет? Ну да. Опачки. Все, мы теперь частный детектив. Ну или просто детектив, не знаю.
Mr. Whitmer, thank you for coming on such short notice. A great tragedy has fallen upon us, and I need a quick resolution, handled with absolute discretion.
results and discretion are my speciality.
Very well. I suppose you will want to start at the crime scene.
In my experience, a thorough examination of a potential crime scene is half the job done.
Good. Fernsby will take over from here.
I am Mr. Fernsby, the butler. Madame Carlisle has asked me to assist you in any way possible. Mr. Whitmer, I understand that you've travelled from London. Would you care for some refreshments? Or do you prefer to go straight to Mr. Zachary's sleeping quarters?
I prefer to get started.
As you wish. If you'll follow me, sir.
I think Patrick America's giving you a really hard time. You deserve better than that one.
I feel obliged
Так, нам наверх, да?
to point out that current affairs surrounding Madame Carlyle are of a delicate nature. You may be familiar with the recent announcement of her death. You will probably learn that a staged funeral is scheduled to take place tomorrow. Madame's children were not informed until this morning that their mother was in fact not dead at all. So please bear with them if they seem affected by the rather unusual situation.
Ну, график,
I
конечно, лучше
trust I
стал
do
по
not need to
сравнению с
remind you
предыдущей частью.
that
Мне
there
прям
will be
нравится.
consequences if
Очень
word gets
приятно.
out that Madame Carlyle is still alive.
I'll consider her dead when I leave.
Before you inspect the crime scene, I will tell you this. The case concerns the death of Mr. Zachary, Madame Carlyle's younger brother. He was found dead in his bed this morning. The door was locked from the inside, and a suicide letter was found in his room. However, Madame Carlyle suspects foul play and will not accept that he took his own life. I've prepared some information for you, so please do come and see me when you've finished your investigation of the crime scene. This is Mr. Zachary's room, to my right.
Да-да.
A locked room murder mystery, 47. I trust you'll get to the bottom of this.
A hidden door.
It's a secret passage. This could explain how the door was locked from the inside.
Сейчас еще посмотрим, что у нас тут есть.
Why don't you use your camera to scan the dead body, 47?
Да, привет. Так, что у нас тут нож есть, да?
Zachary was shopping for new Wellingtons last night. Not exactly what you would expect from someone suicidal. Zachary's suicide note. Also,
Вот
a
Хитмана
sample of
проходим третьего
handwriting.
понемногу.
It could be relevant to compare to other samples to establish its authenticity.
Так, ну я так понимаю. В принципе, тут все. Шкаф, может, в шкафу что есть? Хотя это вряд ли. Не, в шкафу ничего нет, только войти можно. Ты меня, по-моему, раньше смотрел, да? Что-то я ник твой помню. Александр Паскал. Или Паскаль? О.
A photocopy of the floor plans. Somebody's been researching the secret ins and outs of Thornbridge Manor. I'm sure there's more to find in Zachary's room.
А, Санек, здорово, я что-то тебя это не узнал. Я помню, что и ник такой был. Да, вот Хитмана купил и решил поиграть. Ну что-то Warcraft поднадоел. Я что-то ни хрена не пойму, что тут делать. Тут вот такая сохранится. Где там ствол? У этих ничего не может быть. Ну это просто оружие. Ну тут бывает, знаешь, столько людей пишет, что я уже это... Так, сейчас один момент. Что-то не пойму, что-то какая-то фигня с этим, с ОБСом. Что-то не пойму, что-то какая-то фигня. Так, вроде нормально стало, получше, по крайней мере. Я думаю, завтра это пройтись по подземельям. Так, камера. Так, а как? А, слушай, ну прикольно, еще можно так менять. Неплохое качество картинки. А, его надо сфоткать. Снять точнее.
Throat markings indicate a rare, short-lived plant poison killed him. Spread shows time of death at around 10 o'clock.
Короче, завалили его.
You do know your poisons, 47. I believe you've done a thorough search of the crime scene, 47. Maybe it's time to see the butler. I'm curious about the information he's prepared for you.
Так, идем теперь с этим поговорим. Мистер Фернсбай. Или Фернсби. Ну куда ты пошел?
How's everything coming along, Elaine?
Very well,
Я тут
Mr.
сижу,
Fernsby.
Саня еще коньяк
Mr.
понемногу
Fernsby,
пью.
I'm done with the crime scene.
Сегодня день рождения у отца.
Zachary died around 10 o'clock last night.
Well, that means the staff were off duty. And Madame Carlyle and her security didn't arrive until this morning. That leaves Madame's family and myself as the only persons here when he died. And before you ask, no, I do not have an alibi. I was alone in my office at the time of death. Here's the material that I prepared for you. It's a list of the possible suspects and their quarters. Hopefully that will help you keep track of your findings. Please come and see me when you've solved the case.
Думали в пятницу посидеть, но что-то как-то решили в четверг. Ну я жду их, пока они сейчас приедут к нам. Мне там жена готовит.
Make sure you focus on your work.
I will.
I don't need one
Я
more
пока вот
maid
сижу,
crying
коньячок
in the
и
kitchen.
что решил
So how
поиграть
does
немного.
one solve a murder mystery,
Так, open the
47?
Intel menu.
Motive, means, and opportunity, I believe. May I suggest you ask the
поговорить с
suspects for
ними надо.
alibis? Or perhaps you prefer
Yes,
searching the manor for
actually.
clues first?
You are invading my personal space, sir.
Так. А что с ним поговорить не могу?
Yes, actually, could you speed up time so I don't die from boredom? I fear I may not survive an entire weekend in this shithole.
Perhaps a brisk walk in the garden would do you good.
I said speed up time, not my passing. Oh, just go away, will you?
Of course, sir. I'll come back later.
How very kind of you, dear Mr. Fernsby. I hope to see you soon. Creepy old git.
А, вот,
Patrick
No, I told
Carlyle.
Patrick off.
появилась
Can
I'm
you
not
tell
возможность.
me where you
interested
were
in someone
yesterday
who bosses
evening?
you around like that.
Shit, it's
fine.
that sneaky
It's all
butler,
part
isn't
of the
it?
job.
He ratted me out. Elaine, give us some privacy, would you? Don't tell Mother, okay? She's really tense these days, and the last thing I need is more hassle. I took that pretty blonde, Rosie, for an evening stroll. I mean, how the fuck am I expected to cope for an entire weekend in this shithole? I'm bored out of my mind. So, is that it?
What did you think of Zachary?
Creepy as hell. No ambition. Imagine deciding to live in a museum.
Плохо, конечно, это
You know,
русского
father
языка
says
нет.
Zachary and Alexei used to be two of a
Локализация.
kind. He had a great future ahead of him.
Первая,
Then
вторая часть была
suddenly,
нормальная, а
he
вот
just
третью
gave up
что-то как-то
everything.
они, не знаю, закозлили
What an
и
idiot.
решили не делать.
Thank God Daddy chose looks and brains over pedigree when he married Mummy. I don't have to worry about the inbreeding so customary in these circles. If that's all, I think I'll get back to my slow death by boredom.
Did you see anything suspicious last night?
No. I reckon Zachary topped himself. I know I would have. Or perhaps Mr. Fernsby. I don't like him. He could have done it. Oh, just remembered I went for a stroll behind the greenhouse
Что-то
last
они на
night.
все на это, на
Maybe that's where it
Фернсби
is. My lost button.
сваливают.
The one you couldn't find at the graveyard. Wouldn't it be a good idea for you to go look for it now?
A good idea. Yes.
Он его специально вывел или нет, что-то я не пойму.
Hey, back off
Так,
a bit,
ладно.
would you? How very kind of you, dear Mr. Busby. I hope. Looking good, man. Looking good.
Mr. Fernsby?
Mr. Whitmer, you have enough evidence to present your case for Madame Carlyle?
No, not yet.
Come and see me when you do.
Плохо то, что нету этих. Отметок, куда бежать-то вообще? Так, ну это уборная, да. Мыло. Что нам с мылом-то делать? Веревку еще найти, что ли, к нему?
Patrick token to Madame Carlyle's daughter.
Rebecca? Yes. She's insistent, that one. She kept asking all kinds of questions. Who had the other one? Why I gave it to her, that sort of thing. You did make sure she didn't see you give the other one to the butler?
Oh, of course.
Бронежилеты. Это что такое? Предохранитель, что ли, такой? Мне тут надо еще кого-то найти, чтобы поговорить. А, во.
Rebecca Carlyle.
С ней.
Can you tell me about
Так,
yesterday
сейчас,
evening?
We
минутку.
don't really see much of each other, my brothers and I suppose it takes our mother's funeral to bring us together, and even then, it's not like we sit on each other's laps. Now, let's see. Patrick, Gregory's son, disappeared straight after dinner. You know, I think he might be in some sort of trouble. Edward wanted to go as well, but Gregory convinced him to stay for a few drinks before they went off for a pint at the local at 9:15. I swear Gregory enjoys Edward's discomfort over staying here. I had a conference call with my New York office at 9, so I spent 3 hours on my laptop in my room and went straight to bed afterwards. I don't know about Emma. She did act a bit strange. You know, I bet she was making lists for changes needing to be done once she gets her hands on Thornbridge Manor. Quite the shock she had when Mother arrived during breakfast. Is that everything, Mr. Whitmer? I do have a lot to see to.
Tell me about Zachary. Did he act strange last night?
You know, now you mention it, he was a lot more chatty than usual. He wanted to know about my connections in the publishing business. Apparently, a friend of his is writing a book, which strikes me as very peculiar. I didn't think he had any friends. Is there anything else you want to ask me? You look tanned. I bet Mother spent the last week at her Cyprus estate. Am I right?
I'm not at liberty to say, ma'am.
Oh, come on.
Так,
I
отходи
need to
чуть-чуть.
know what's going on. This affects me too, you know.
Не успел нажать.
Anything else you feel like mentioning?
I may be wrong, but I saw Mr. Fernsby, the butler, leave Zachary's room early this afternoon. And he
Короче,
seemed
надо
a bit
найти
startled
того,
when
кто
he saw me in
завалил
the
этого
hallway.
мужичка.
It's probably nothing. Oh, and one more thing. Please be kind to Edward. He can only take so much.
Короче, они валят все друг на друга. Обезьяна такая. Ну, мне кажется, тут такая семейка, что они... Это... Не удивлюсь, если они все вместе его завалили. ради бабок.
We'll find it. I gave it to him,
Так это что за мужик?
Gregory Carlyle, can you tell me where you were yesterday evening?
Oh, you're wondering about my alibi, Mr. Detective. Well, I left Thornbridge around 8:30 for a pint with Edward. I wish I hadn't. Quiz night at the inn. On the other hand, staying here with Zachary, my obnoxious sister, and the wife sporting another one of her headaches would have been a fate worse than death. The short of it, Zachary was very much alive when we left. I stayed for the last shout, and I was back here just before midnight. Anything else you want to pry from my intricate intellect?
Tell me about Zachary.
Zach? Huh. Such a sad old sod. A bit heavy on the bottle, but who could blame him? Only company he had was his rare plants and mother, who travels more than she stays here. Honestly, I can't say which is the bigger bore. He's better off dead. Is that all? Not very thorough.
Anything else you'd like to tell me?
Nothing, really. I'm just enjoying the show. Our perfect mother obviously fucked up, didn't she? Faking her own death. You know, she's explained nothing to us. I think she's scared to own up to her own mistake.
Так. А вот это кто это такая?
Emma Carlyle, can you tell me where you were yesterday evening?
Surely I'm not a suspect.
I need to account for everyone.
Well, I spent the evening with my family, but I got an awful migraine and had to take to bed. Everyone can attest to that. I believe I went up when the boys sat down for a drink around 8 o'clock. Anything else you want to know?
How did you feel about Zachary?
I might as well be honest. His presence was always awkward. But how do you have a meaningful conversation with a man who only cares about plants? In my opinion, Alexa bears some responsibility for how this ended. She supported his self-limiting behavior by letting him live here. Is that all?
Have you noticed anything else out of the ordinary?
Nothing special comes to mind. Except, perhaps, I did get a feeling that Zachary was depressed, not just sad. I suppose he realized that he had no one with Alexa gone. Even Alexa must feel the pangs of guilt over that one, letting him believe she was dead. Then again, guilt isn't her strong suit.
Так, все вроде. Что-то их прям куча людей. Это что, все родственники, что ли?
Professor Edward Carlyle, can you tell me your whereabouts for last night?
Oh, yes, this dreadful business with Zachary. I stay at the local inn. You see, I prefer not to spend the night here at Thornbridge Manor. My brother Gregory came along for a nightcap. He'd never admit it, but I think he understands that I find this whole thing upsetting and wanted to provide some comfort. I believe we went to the Stag's Head around 8:30. Anything else?
Can you tell me about Zachary's behavior last night?
I certainly didn't expect him to commit suicide. Sure, he was upset by Mother's supposed death. We were. But he seemed more engaged than usual. You should ask Rebecca. They had a long talk. Did you know that he hadn't left Thornbridge Manor in nearly 50 years? His plants, Mother, and the staff, all the company he had. If that's all, I have...
Did you notice anything else out of the ordinary?
You mean apart from the fact that we came here to bury our mother and she shows up alive and kicking? Zachary found dead in his bed this morning? Or perhaps that the planned funeral is still taking place and I have to do the eulogy? And Mother will surely have a strong opinion on it afterwards. I can't breathe. Excuse me. You always led by example rather than by words and meaningless gestures. Like hugs and encouragement. Just a single spontaneous caress, what a difference.
Так, а там что-то на радаре нам показано, что мы можем что-то сфотографировать.
Right. I clearly remember when I was 5. I climbed a tree and could not make my way down. I was scared and called out for help. Hope. Of all people, you heard me, and when you saw me, you climbed a tree. I was relieved that help had finally arrived. But you went down immediately and said, when a grown-up can do it, so can you, Edward. You are 5, and climbing trees is supposed to be your area.
Карта, конечно, очень большая.
Oh no, that won't go. You'll just think I remember this because I'm weak.
Так, ладно.
What Emma did when she arrived.
What is it?
Scolded Mary for not making the bed the way she prefers it. It's so unfair. She'd just discovered Zachary's dead body and was all shook up. I tried to tell her, and do you know what she said? She said...
Rosie, tell me what you did last night.
I'm in trouble, aren't I?
And her son Patrick is just as bad.
I spent the evening with Patrick. We met after dinner and I went home at 1 in the morning. He said he needed someone real to talk to. When he looks at you, it makes you feel like the center of the universe. Like a real princess.
But now he just ignores her.
Well, he's under a lot of pressure.
He's an idiot. That's what he is.
But he was such a gentleman. He gave me his coat and all.
Rosie, you need to forget about Patrick. No good's gonna come of it. Stick to your own kind.
Oh, you mean like Chris? He treated me like shit. All he wanted to do was play his stupid video games, never any romance. I deserve romance.
Did you notice anything out of the ordinary? Any
Would you mind
strangers
taking a few
outside the
steps
house?
away from me, please?
No, we saw no one outside. Except Patrick's mother, Emma. We were sitting on the bench behind the greenhouse talking when she came out and we had to hide. You won't tell her about me and Patrick, will you? She'd insist Madame Carlyle fire me. I'm sure of it.
Too right she will. She's always going on about how things will change once she's in charge of Thornbridge Manor.
Так, все вроде.
How are things coming along inside? Is everything ready for tomorrow?
I can't deal with all this pretend funeral stuff just now. I know I have to, but Amy thinks she might be pregnant. I'm gonna be a dad.
You'll be fine, Robbie. Kids are great.
That is the door to Mr. Fernsby's office.
Так, понятно. Шпага. Я могу туда через окно проникнуть, нет? Так, понятно, туда нельзя. Нужна отмычка. Плохо нельзя прогресс с этого, со стима перенести. У меня, блин, в стиме там все открыто было. И все яды, и всякие отмычки, мины, бомбы.
I was just having a laugh, dear. Must admit, he...
Угодно.
Sir, I don't want to be disrespectful, but you're a little bit close to me.
Так, а где этот наш... Вот он.
Mr. Fernsby?
Mr. Whitmer, you have enough evidence to present your case for Madame Carlyle?
No, not yet.
Come and see me when you do.
Вот он, что-то какой-то кейс просит. Это видеосъемка, что ли, я так понимаю? А, сканировать надо, ё-моё. А я-то думал. А тут нам чё?
Please.
Так, коробка сигар. Я вот фиг знаю, что тут сделать надо, потому что тут что-то показывает значок. Фильтр. Так, а если в ту комнату сбегать, там у нас что-нибудь появилось, нет?
Listen all day. I can feel the hair on my neck stand.
А, во. Слушайте, ну этот сразу показался.
Yes, hi, Cassie.
Значит, там тоже должно быть. Вот, еще одно сделали. Нам, может, надо по всему этому пробежаться?
I mean, it's a pretty big thing for Mother to fake her own death. Was it a security measure?
Somebody out to kill her?
Everything I hear.
Так, сейчас к самому первому сбегаем, который у нас вот тут тусует.
So, how long have you been working here?
About a month now.
Я не знаю, вроде мы все сделали. Где этот наш Альфред?
I shouldn't gossip, but that Emma woman is a tad too busy for my taste. Tell me.
Вот он идет. Ну-ка поговорим с ним.
Mr. Fernsby?
Mr. Whitmer, you have enough evidence to present your case for Madame Carlyle?
No, not yet.
Come and see me when you
Так,
do.
еще что ли надо искать? Да, что такое-то? Нифига себе, там карта. Это нам еще на второй этаж надо подняться. Ну ладно, сейчас побегаем, посмотрим.
Please stay back.
That door leads to Emma and Gregory's room.
Блин, самое обидное то, что у меня нету вообще отмычек. Надо в комнату Грегори проникнуть как-то, я не знаю как.
Now this is interesting, 47. A letter from Emma's mother stating that Emma is the illegitimate child of Alexa's late older brother, Montgomery. And listen to this. She claims to have witnessed Alexa and Zachary murder him. The plot thickens. A keychain pendant for the greenhouse. What's that doing in Emma and Gregory's room, I wonder? And why is the key missing?
Так, ну это все.
Can't you just relax for a minute?
And that solicitor upstairs. Why do you think
Hey, how are you?
Чё, кто-то вискарем траванул? Так, это комната охраны, я понял. Ничего, такая уборная. Так. Ага.
This is Rebecca's room. I can see from the log that Rebecca was in a conference call from 9 p.m. to midnight last night.
Прикольно, столько ходов тайных всяких.
Check on that undertaker in charge of the funeral. I got word he's up. Upset with Madame
Так, ну
Carlyle.
я не знаю. Все, что ли, я вроде как фотографии сделал.
Greetings, sir.
Вообще, конечно, когда не знаешь, что делать, это занимает какое-то время определенное. Так, а где дворецкий?
Sir.
How can you be so relaxed on duty?
Mr. Fernsby?
Mr. Whitmer, you have enough evidence to present your case for Madame Carlyle?
No, not yet.
Come and see me when you do.
Да как это no yet, если я уже все собрал? Ладно, давайте поднимемся наверх, там какое-то задание есть.
I should get back to... Right,
Yeah, same.
Так, туда вот какой-то секретный ход ведет. Так, нас, наверное, не пустят туда, да?
Hey, you! Where do you think you're going? Definitely not through here. Get out of my face.
Ну, кто бы сомневался. Конечно, можно ее завалить, тупо выстрелив в голову там или утопить. Хочется сюжетку пройти. Так, ну с этими, я так понимаю, уже все, говорить больше нельзя.
Madam Carlyle wants to inspect the arrangements for the staged funeral tomorrow. What's the delay?
Так, ну это миссия.
Damn birds.
Так, а тут лома нигде нету у нас случайно?
I need to know if you find some sort of non-disclosure agreement. I mean, how does Madame Carlyle make absolutely sure you and your friends don't go running your mouths off at the local pub tonight?
Что-то я, блин, совсем туплю. Коньяк еще выпил, ни хрена не понимаю. Что делать надо? Мы уже вроде все собрали. Что они от меня хотят? Пойдемте в этот цветник сходим. У нас в цветнике может быть.
It's just typical that Annie gets to help the photographer. I'm pretty worried, but all I get. Ethel looks everywhere.
И лома нигде нету. Отмычки нету, лома нету. Конечно.
I don't believe for a second that Zachary committed suicide. We'd only just
Long,
run through
да?
his plan for the spring seedlings yesterday.
Yes, sure. But he was upset believing his sister was dead.
I'd say worried about how things would be handled with Gregory and Emma
Так, давайте сохранимся.
taking over.
Получится
I
выломать?
said
Нет?
they let him
А,
stay
нет, не
here.
получится.
but
Сволочь
Ethel
смотрит
thought
на меня.
Emma would throw him out.
Давайте с этой стороны.
Broken lab equipment. It looks like it was recently
Так, где?
used, though.
This is a table showing lethal dosages for the poison used to kill Zachary.
Something is circled 47. Female, age 65 to 79,
Какое-то растение.
60 to 64 kilograms. I'd say Madame Carlyle is next in line for a poisoning. You have uncovered enough evidence to tell
ключи
Madame
для лодки.
Carlyle
Можно
that
на лодке
Emma
сбежать.
is the murderer. Quite the detective, 47. I'm impressed. I suggest you go
А,
tell
во,
Mr.
все,
Fernsby.
репорт мистер Фернсби.
Unless you think there are
Пошли
more
мы,
secrets
короче,
to uncover.
засранца, который хочет его завалить. Точнее, ее. Так, а давайте еще в этот кабинет этого хрена сбегаем. Нам, по-моему, в ту сторону бежать надо. Вот это. Он прям вообще-то красавчик. Проще с ломом бегать, чем с отмычкой. Отмычку он там ковыряет кое-как. А лом он прям вообще за секунду скрывает.
Zachary's diary. This is big. He was about to confess to the world that he and Alexa murdered their older brother Montgomery 46 years ago. And apparently, Mr. Fernsby helped make the murder look like an accident.
Какой-то это
And 47,
сделали.
the handwriting doesn't match the suicide.
Это очень хорошо.
Letter in his room, proving he didn't write it himself. Mr. Fernsby clearly didn't commit the murder, but I think you have enough evidence to convince Madame Carlyle he did. Maybe you should tell him you are ready to present your findings. Unless, of course, you want to do some more detecting, 47?
Хорошо пошло. Ну все, мы вроде как наверх идем, да?
Looking good today, sir.
This is Madame Carlyle's office. Please step inside.
Туда?
Your detective skills have gained you access to the Lion's Den, 47. Now, go claim your reward.
So, Mr. Whitmer, you've reached a conclusion. Take a seat. Please, go ahead.
The butler, Mr. Fernsby, killed Zachary.
Fernsby? Oh, you've got that wrong. He would never do such a thing. He is the most loyal man I have ever met.
I found pills in his office that matches the poison that killed your brother. Furthermore, I found Zachary's notebook, half burned, in Mr. Fernsby's fireplace. It showed that Zachary intended to publish a written confession to a murder the two of you committed nearly 50 years ago. The murder of your older brother.
Да вы что, прикалываетесь, что ли?
That's outrageous. We did no such thing.
No need to feign innocence. I know a killer when I see one, and my discretion is assured. The papers also described how
Так, мы
Mr.
все-то вошли, секунду.
Fernsby
да,
helped you stage the
А то
murder
прогресс
of
будет не
Montgomery
засчитываться.
as
Мне
an
так уже
accident.
было один раз.
I believe he killed Zachary not to be exposed as an accomplice to murder.
Sweet Fernsby. You are wrong, Mr. Whitmer. He did not do it to protect himself. He did it to protect the Carlyle legacy. Mr. Fernsby, like myself, understands that sacrifices must be made to secure stability and prosperity. Mr. Whitmer, I'd appreciate it if your findings never leave this room. I understand Fernsby's actions, and there is no need for them to have more consequences than they already have. Fernsby was very fond of Zachary, and I'm sure his decision will haunt him to the day he dies. About your reward, have you considered an amount?
I'll send you an invoice.
Thank you, Mr. Whitmer. I trust you'll see us. Please remain seated, Mr. Whitmer.
Ладно, давай.
Right. Where were we? Thank you, Mr. Whitmer. I trust you'll see yourself out. I need some privacy. Thank you.
О, это наш момент. Сейчас мы ее захерачим. Мы можем ее столкнуть. Уж.
That's Madame Carlyle taken care of. Time to get the file on Arthur Edwards.
Хорошо полетело.
Hey, we need some help here. Please, just go and get some help.
Так, мне нужно найти файл. Где мне этот файл найти?
Greetings, sir.
Secret room. Тут прям какое-то нереальное количество секретных комнат. О, слушайте. Кнопку можно успеть нажать. Охраны нету.
Peculiar icons above the safe. I wonder if they might be some sort of a code. Maybe have a look around the office, 47.
Блин, загадка. Я не люблю загадки по пьяни решать.
A safe in Madame Carlyle's office. I bet that's where she keeps the file on Arthur Edwards.
Нет, это у нас ваза. А где часы? О, один. Это легкая загадка, я ее уже разгадал. Так, часы, этот телескоп, пожар и лось. Огонь и лось. Так, где у нас может стоять телескоп? Куда бы я поставил телескоп, если у меня было бы дохера денег и мне некуда было бы их тратить? Правильно, наверх. Так, 9. Огонь и... Так, а где у нас огонь? Семь. Как раз зрители смотрят 7 и 7 этих. Цифра. И лось. Лосяж. Так, ну лось точно должен быть где-то на стене. Это 100%. Но тут столько стен, что... Честно говоря, даже лося-то я не вижу. Вот он. 5. Нифига себе.
Mission complete. Well done, 47.
Так, связь плохая, не ловит ни хрена. Так, а как мы можем отсюда теперь сбежать? Я взял от... О! Пристань, да, есть? Ну-ка. Причал, то есть пристань. Давайте к причалу сбегаем. Так, а что у нас тут еще есть? Давайте, может, побегаем, посмотрим. Я взял ключи от лодки. Можно на лодке смотаться. Открыть.
Just keep calm.
Выход.
I will never forget someone like Zachary. I can't bear to think what will happen to all his rare plants now.
I know, Oliver, I know.
Мрачная такая территория прям. Че, я не могу на нее уехать? Почему? Я же взял этот ключ. Или это я что-то путаю? Может быть, я правда туплю.
That's true, though. No, he was here when the safe in Madame Carlyle's office was repaired last week. He had to carry some heavy bolt to the top floor to complain about back pain.
Так, а тут вот что у нас за церквушка такая? Раздолбанная вся.
I die in the autumn. I love autumn funerals. Madame Carlyle isn't dead, so there is no funeral.
Did they call all of you in today? I've never seen so many gardeners here at the same time.
Yes, there's so much to do before the funeral tomorrow.
Fake funeral. It's absolutely wrong.
Короче, валим так же, как и пришли. Ничего.
They're everywhere. Go, get out! It's the Constantine. Shit!
Что там, что творится? Не пойму. Что-то какая-то жизнь жесткая. Так, 18 тысяч опыта, ну... Не знаю, это много или нет. Нормально, наверное. О, отмычка, неужели? Господи, как хорошо с отмычкой. Следующая миссия, что ли?
Diana can't help you now. You need to find Olivia. She will know what to do. I wish there had been more time.
And then there were none. Thank you, Miss Burnwood. Now, it's my turn.
Stay down. Boss wants you alive.
Yeah? How about now?
Over here! Cover me!
Walk away!
Or what? You gonna take us all on?
Don't.
Tell the Constant to start running!
You think you've won? 47 is out there. And 47 never misses his mark.
Neither do you, Miss Burnwood. That's what makes you valuable.
You're delusional. You think I would betray 47?
Trust me, you owe him nothing.
What is this?
I told you we could help each other, and I meant it. I look forward to your call.
Gray is gone. Go to Berlin and stay out of sight. We're all that's left now.
Так, все. Все, спасибо, кто смотрел. Продолжим в следующий раз.